This is Matthew Kilmer out of Independence, Missouri, a proud member of the NADRA.
Hello, my name is Candace. I am from Texas. I am an NADRA council member.
Hi, my name is Connie. I'm an NADRA council member.
Hey everybody, this is Eric from Bradenton, Florida. I'm an NADRA council member.
Hello, I'm Bob Murphy.
And I'm Deborah Murphy. We're part of the NADRA.
We're sending 10,000 toy trucks to Washington, D.C. to send a message of unity amongst truck drivers.
And the great thing is that Washington, D.C. can donate these toy trucks to the Toys for Tots for children.
Hey guys, this is Angie from Taillights with the Baums. I am also a NADRA council member. 10,000 toy trucks to DC is in full swing, but we need your help. Please go to NADRA2022.com. That's NADRA2022.com for more information on how you can support us today.
I'm Shelley Johnson with Kathy Tuccaro. You can hear us Tuesdays on TNCRadio.live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Women Road Warriors. And don't miss Steve Summers' Overnight Drive right here on TNCRadio.live, weeknights midnight to 5 a.m. Eastern. Brought to you by Hot Shot Secret.
Welcome in Wednesday night. We're live right here with Taillights with the Baums. And now here's Larry and Angie.
Welcome back, everybody. I am your host, Angie.
And I'm Larry. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys doing amazing.
We did want to give everybody a little update at the beginning of this show. We had talked the last 2 weeks about 10,000 toy trucks going to Washington, D.C. With the NADRA organization. And we are happy to report that we definitely hit our goal of 10,000 trucks. And so it's been a pretty exciting week. And just seeing all the people that send in the toy trucks, we truly appreciate it. So if anybody would like more information on NADRA, be sure to visit the website, NADRA2022.com. And tonight we've got a very special guest with us. Actually, Matt from NADRA was the one that introduced me to him. His name is Chuck McGinnis. And Chuck, I'm going to let you tell everybody a little bit about yourself. We know you're a truck driver, and kind of give everybody like how long you've been trucking and how you got into it.
Well, I've actually been driving a flatbed tow truck for 28 years now. I'll be 29 March 10th. That's actually when my birthday is. I got started into it when I was young. I've seen different things. Still ain't seen it all, but it's something different every day. I love the job. I love helping people. And now it's come to where we're helping kids and stuff like that are still in the hospital during the holidays.
That is so awesome. I had not heard about this until actually this afternoon. Matt had contacted me and said, oh, you got to talk to Chuck. He's so awesome. And I know Matt said that he's going to be part of this. But can you tell everybody a little bit about Light It Up for Riley?
What it is, we get a bunch of tow trucks together. And actually, it's not just tow trucks. I welcome anybody. If your car is street legal, at least, come on out, join us, bring a toy. We all get together, originally tow trucks, and we all get together, bring toys, require a $20 new toy donation, which they can get on RileyCheerGuild.org and look that up for Riley Hospital. They have a wish list for all the toys that they need for Christmas this year. And we all meet up a spot, 2715 South Madison Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana. We start there. Last year, I think I had 190 trucks, and we all paraded down to Riley Hospital, and we just sit outside with our lights on, wave at the kids and the parents that are still in the hospital during the holidays. And as long as it puts a smile on their face, that's all that matters to me.
That is so awesome.
So, I mean, yeah, that's what I like to do.
So I know you mentioned this started 5 years ago. So can you tell us a little bit about like who came up with the idea? What made you guys think to do this?
Well, I had a friend of mine. He worked, at the time he was working at a different company from what he's at now. His name's Chad Nickel. And he's like, hey, we need to start doing some Riley things, for Christmas. And I thought, okay, that's a good idea. We all get together and at least just drive down there. The first one, we didn't even do any toys or anything like that. We just drove down there, met there, and just set out there. First year, I had 49 trucks. And just ever since then, it's growing. And, well, last year was 190 is what was counted. And hopefully this year it's going to get bigger. In the past year and a half, we've done toys and money, but I think I'm just going to stick with the toys because, I know the doctors and everything get that money, and I want it to more go to the families. Like literally every red cent that I do get donated, I think last year, I think we may have gotten $3,000 just in money, checks, and gift cards. I want to make sure that every red cent of that money physically goes to the families, whether if it's for, a hotel stay or personal needs that they might need while they're here, for their long stay or, however many days. I want to make sure that them families get it and the kids get what they want, toys and stuff like that.
Now, can you tell everybody a little bit about the Riley Children's Hospital, where it's located, and a little bit about what they do so people understand where the donations and toys are going to?
Riley Hospital for Kids is actually, it's Riley Hospital Children's Hospital. They do all kinds of stuff. And actually, I have my nephew, Timothy McGinnis. He is a Riley baby, and he is physically 36 years old now, but still to this day goes there because he's I think he's got a brain mentality of about a 5-year-old. My grandson actually he had to be flown there because literally 1 hour after he was born, his valve in his heart didn't develop that supplies oxygen to his blood. So they picked him up, lifelined him down to Riley Hospital, and fixed him up. Like literally, like they did it like they do it every single day. They help kids with cancer and all kinds of stuff. So, and there's two of them actually here in Indianapolis. We have Riley Hospital, and we also have Peyton Manning's Children's Hospital.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I was wondering if you had been personally touched by the Riley's Children's Hospital. If that was one of the reasons you wanted to get involved in this?
Yes. Riley is very special to me. They always have, they always will be. Like I said, my nephew, he still goes there. My grandchild, he still goes there, but he's getting weaned off of it because he's a little heathen now. He just runs all over the place. There's like nothing wrong with him.
That's good though. That's really good.
But I do want to get Peyton Manning's Children's Hospital involved, but their grounds really wouldn't be able to take the amount of trucks that I would have to come up there. And I don't want to block like emergency ambulance entrance or anything like that. So, there are certain things I got to look out for, but yet they're both in the works because my goal is to actually do both of them in one night.
Oh, that would be amazing. Now, I'm assuming since this is the 5th year that word's probably gotten around. Do you guys get a pretty good turnout every year as far as people coming to watch you guys?
I'm getting a great turnout. And like I said, there's a trucking company that I got to get a hold of that started coming last year, and they're going to come again this year. I've got dump trucks coming. So like literally, if anybody, you drive a semi, come on out. You drive a dump truck, come on out. You drive a car, bring it. I don't care what you drive. As long as you're street legal, you're able to ride from where we meet down to the hospital. All I ask is that you bring at least one toy, and all them toys will be put into a trailer, and then they will go down the next business day, which would be on the Monday. I'm going to take them down there. I get with Ann down there at the hospital, and she picks all the toys up, and they get distributed out to all the kids that are still in the hospital.
That is so amazing. So I just want to, before we're going to go to break here in just a few minutes, but I do want to reiterate. So this is going to be taking place, I want to make sure it's right, December 17th. Is that right?
December 17th. 6:30 is everybody's meeting at 2715 South Madison Avenue. It's actually the old Kmart, which is now a indoor storage facility. We'll all meet there, and we will leave there at about 7:30. Lights on, flashers on, whatever you got, turn them on. We're doing this for the kids. I'm going to have police escort. I'm going to hopefully get some ambulance companies, and I'm going to hopefully get the fire department, and then we will parade down to Riley Hospital. And then we'll sit out there for about an hour.
And what city and state is that in?
It's in Indianapolis, Indiana. And the Riley Hospital, actually, like 10th, West 10th, and Riley Hospital Drive.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. I know that when we heard about it, we were going to actually see if there's any possible way we can swing by and do that too. So we'll definitely keep you updated. But if somebody wanted to, and how would they go about getting a hold of you or getting more information to make a donation?
Well, I'll tell you what, I will actually give you guys my telephone number. Anybody wants to get a hold of me, send me a text, because I do get a lot of scam calls, so I will not answer. Shoot me a text first. My telephone number is 317-557-1225. Give me a text. Let me know that you're interested in coming out. I will make sure all the details and everything gets sent to them. And yes, anybody and everybody is more than welcome. This is definitely open to the public, because the more we have, the more we're going to put smiles on them kids and those families' faces.
Absolutely. And this is the time of year to do it, especially when we're talking about children and family that are stuck in the hospital, especially at this time of year. We're going to take just a quick break, and we're going to be right back with Chuck McGinnis talking a little bit more about this great project that's going on December 17th. So be sure to join us back here in just a few minutes. Taillights with Baums.
6 safety tips for truck driving in hot weather. Driving in the heat can create dangerous situations for truck drivers. Drivers need to take specific precautions before hitting the road in extreme heat. When there's an incoming heat wave, drivers need to be aware of how to safely drive in these weather conditions. Follow the Truckers Network's 6 safety tips for truck driving in hot weather. Every truck driver needs to complete a pre-trip inspection before driving, especially in hot weather. Check your tires. Heat can have a huge effect on your tires. As the temperature increases, so does the air pressure in your tires. During the hottest months of the year, it's important to frequently check your tire pressure. Frequently checking your tires can save you from a blowout. To get an accurate measurement, wait for your tires to cool down before checking the pressure. The heat and friction from the road causes your tires to warm up, which will cause a rise in tire pressure. Also, don't be afraid to take a break every couple of hours to let your tires cool down. Protect your engine. Not only should you protect yourself from the heat, but you should also protect your engine. One way to keep your engine from overheating is to frequently check the engine oil. The oil keeps the engine cool and keeps the parts running smoothly. Engine coolant is just as important as engine oil. Coolant helps prevent the engine from overheating in extremely hot temperatures. Keep an eye on the coolant temperature gauge while driving. If the gauge goes above the safe temperature, pull over and see what's going on. Failing to look at the situation could lead to engine failure. Also, make sure to check for leaks in the hoses. A cracked hose can lead to engine failure. Check your brakes. Cold and hot weather affect your semi-truck's brakes. When you brake, you create a significant amount of friction, and your brakes become extremely hot. When you add in hot weather, your brakes have an even higher chance of failing. To avoid your brakes from failing, brake gradually to decrease the amount of heat. Also, regularly check your brake pads to ensure they're working properly. Tips to protect yourself from the hot weather. It's just as important to protect yourself during extremely hot weather. Follow these tips to keep yourself cool and safe. Stock up on water. As the temperature increases, you need to increase your water intake. Make sure to always have water in your truck. You never know when you might get stuck in traffic or break down on the side of the road. Wear sunscreen. Many truck drivers forget this step. Even when you're in your truck, you're still exposed to the harmful UVA rays. Make sure to put sunscreen on before hitting the road. Wear light-colored clothes. Light-colored clothing reflects light, and dark-colored clothing absorbs it. Wearing light-colored, loose-fitting clothes helps you stay cooler and more comfortable. Ready for the power of positive and something that will put you back to a time you wanted to last forever? Music is the ultimate time machine. What was your favorite time? Do you want to go back there? LTD Radio features the songs of the 70s, 80s, and 90s that will transport you to a happier time. It'll make you smile and brighten your day. We could all use that about now. TNCRadio.live is proud to carry the great music of LTD Radio.
Catch Mind Your Trucking Business Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern with James Rogers, Jamie Irvine, and Tom Kelly. They provide expert advice about starting, operating, and growing a professional trucking business. It's Mind Your Trucking Business on TNCRadio.live.
Welcome back in, TNC Radio.live. This is Taillights with the Baums.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Angie.
And I am still Larry. I haven't changed yet. How you guys?
We've been talking with Chuck McGinnis, and he was giving us all kinds of information about a great thing that's going on. It's going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana, December 17th, starting at 6:30 p.m., and it's called Light It Up for Riley Children's Hospital, and it's the 5th annual toy drive. And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit, but one of the cool things about it is you said when you initially started this 5 years ago, you had around 49 trucks that were involved in this, and last year it grew to almost 200 trucks. And, you know, they're everything from dump trucks to tow trucks. And as a tow truck driver, we were actually talking during the break. We were talking about, you know, you guys, in my opinion, I know Larry's too, have got one of the most dangerous jobs out there. Can you explain to everybody a little bit about some of the close calls that you've had? Because maybe we can stress the importance of moving over when there's someone on the side of the shoulder.
Oh, wow. Like I was telling you guys a little bit ago, you know, me and my girlfriend were just picking one up on the side of the highway, you know, and I'm getting ready to get down to a hook underneath, it was a Jeep, and I just look up and I see this semi. He's over the white line, and probably 100 feet before he got to me, he swerved back over to his lane. So it's like, cannot stress that enough. I've been hit 3 times on the side of the interstate. One time was with the owner of the company. Another time was while I was loading the car. And another one, I was walking back from a police car, getting paperwork, and a car swerved and hit the truck.
So. I know we see it way too often. I mean, it bugs the crap out of me. It always scares me. I think my number one pet peeve with police officers is always, I'm like, go to the passenger side. It makes me so nervous when they go to the driver's side when they're talking to somebody, because people are texting, they're not paying attention, and they just get way too close to all of you. They're on the shoulders.
Right. And, and a lot of people say that, go to the other side. Yeah. But the thing is, when we're pulling that car up, we can't see what's coming. That vehicle is blocking you. So, unfortunately, I am one of them guys that like to work that white line. And that's the white line of death. And I like to work it because I would have a better chance getting out of the way instead of getting trapped in between the guardrail or wall in my truck. And then probably not finding them until they move the vehicles.
Absolutely. I know that we've had a few friends that have been tow truck drivers that have been injured or killed. We just had one last year, and it drives me crazy. I'm like, you guys have one of the toughest jobs out there, because you literally are putting your lives at risk every single time you go to get a vehicle off the side of the road, no matter what kind of vehicle it is. And I feel for you guys, truly.
I think I just checked the statistics on this the other day. I think as of right now, we have almost 50 drivers killed this year in the line of duty.
That's so crazy.
I just wish more people would slow down and move over.
Exactly. I mean, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe it's in almost every state there is a move over law. I know it's called different things in different states, but basically what the move over law is if there is someone stranded on the shoulder, whether it be a utility worker or first responder or tow truck driver or whatever, you're supposed to move over into the passing lane if possible. If you can't do that, then you need to slow down so you can get around them safely. And too often, people just don't do that.
Move over for flesh.
Yep, they do not move over at all.
Me personally, I move over for any vehicle that's on the side of the road, even if it's a stranded vehicle.
See, I'm the same way. If I can't get over, I'm going to at least slow down. And I think here in Indiana, I mean, I may be wrong. I might be right. I'm not quite sure, but I think you are supposed to slow down to at least 20 miles an hour below posted speed limit. So really, technically, they should be slowing down to 35.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just common sense and safety. And yeah, I mean, that makes complete sense. So we were talking a little bit before we went to break about this program that's going on December 17th, lighted up for Riley's Children's Hospital. You want to tell everybody a little bit more about that? It's going to be December 17th, and that's in Indianapolis, Indiana, starting at 6:30 p.m. And we'll just kind of tell everybody a little bit more about that. And you were saying also, anybody who wants to participate, we'll give your phone number out again. And it could be tow truck drivers, flatbed drivers, whoever wants to participate, correct?
Yeah, anybody. If you're just somebody off the street and you want to just bring your kids out to check out all the lights on the trucks, come on out. Love to have you out there. Even though you don't want to go with us down to Riley, that is absolutely fine. We're there for the kids. We're there to make them smile. And that's, like I said, that's the whole point. So, but if anybody wants to come on out, join us, be in the parade, and go down to Riley with us, I do ask that you bring at least a minimum $20 toy donation. So that way we can, put that in with the other toys that's going to be donated.
TikTok or something they could get some more information online?
Yeah, actually, my Facebook is just Chuck McGinnis. And actually, my TikTok is Chuck McGinnis 309, if I'm not mistaken.
I know. I always have to think about what my TikTok is, too. I'm the same way.
I'm thinking about I don't know if you guys... Have you seen Brian Wagman on TikTok? He's the one... He always has a cat with him.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I know who you're talking about now. Yes.
Okay. He recently just got hit, and we did an event. Well, my slow down, move over event.
Yeah.
He was the whole reason why I did it.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yep. He got hit, and he actually did a video on it. Literally right after he got hit, he did a video, and he was pulling over, and as soon as he pulled over to stop, he got hit. He got rear-ended.
Oh my goodness, that's awful.
So yeah, and I do events for tow truck drivers that's been injured in the line of duty. We had one get shot.
Holy cow.
Physically got shot. Dude had his kid with him. Guy went out to go pick him up, help him. He went to go get back in the truck, find out where he wanted to go, and the guy pulled a gun out and started shooting him.
Oh my goodness.
We jumped out of the truck. The guy took off with the tow truck and left him sitting on the side of the highway to die.
Oh, that is just awful.
I think he got shot 5 times and he still lived.
Well, I tell you what, I've always said tow truck drivers, you guys are no different than us truckers out here. You guys have a hard job. You guys put your lives more at risk than we do, that's for sure. But I think this thing that, you guys are doing is phenomenal. I was wondering when Matt had told me about the lights up for Riley, if it had personally affected someone in your family, and that's why, you had kind of started this. But I just think that's amazing because, you know, we never really think about children at Christmas time that are stranded up in the hospital. And of course, the parents and family members that are up there, you know, and I bet those kids just love seeing you guys from up there with all your lights on and all decorated, riding up to the hospital. I'm sure it just brings them tons of joy.
It does. And what really makes it the best thing ever is that you actually see them because they use their phones. They'll turn their flashlights on their phone and wave back. Because we're all taking our flashlights and shining them up in their windows. And everybody's like, well, what is that? So they all come to the window and they're like, oh, you know, hey, you know, everybody's waving and they're waving, you know, they're smiling.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's adorable. I could just picture that right now.
Well, you know, Ohio does it, and I really want to find out who does it over there. So if anybody out there knows who does the Ohio event, I want to know who they are because I want to make this a friendly competition. They literally shut down the highway, and I think it would be a blast. And they have Santa Claus go up in the fire truck and go up to the windows. So that's in the works, is what I want to do.
I was just going to say Santa Claus on a tow truck would be so cool.
That'd be cool to make this a competition in every state.
Yeah, make everybody the winners.
Yeah.
Everybody, the kids with winners.
Exactly.
There is a Facebook page. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Chuck.
There is a Facebook page that I do help run, and it's called One Team with One Goal. And this is what we stand by of tow truck drivers or any first responders passing away, getting injured in the line of duty. We really stay on top of that. So you guys can go check that out. Me and him has been in competition when we do these light up events, and I flat out have got him beat. His name's Chris Kirkpatrick, and he's from Texas. So
okay, that's so cool. I'm going to definitely check that out right after the show. I definitely want to look into that. We're going to take just another quick break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes talking with Chuck McGinnis. He's giving us all kinds of great information on this event that's going to be taking place December 17th in Indianapolis, Indiana. So just sit back and join us. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Taillights with Baums.
For Courtman, and now for the Mental Health Minute. I've got a secret for you. Come a little closer. I have the best antidepressant in the world in my hands. Don't tell anybody. You know what it is? It's hope. The best antidepressant in the world is not a pill. It's a re-injection of hope. In fact, the biggest contributor to depression is hopelessness. When people lose their hope, they sink like a rock in water. They become dysphoric. They lose their desire to do things because without hope, people feel useless and worthless and impotent. They have no power. An injection of hope, on the contrary, allows people's spirits to ascend. They feel better. What's an example of that? Well, your surgeon's standing over you and she says, "We got it. Don't worry about it. It won't be back. You can go home now and be in peace." And you believe her. Or you get a phone call from your wife who says, "I'm really sorry I left you and the kids. That was a mistake. Please allow me to come back." And you believe her. Or you hear from your nanny who says, "I'm ready to forgive your kids for tying me to the pole in the bathroom." And you believe her. It's hope that brings people back to a sense of feeling better. Sure, sometimes there's a need for therapy, for medication, even for other types of treatments, including ECT or TMS. But never forget that the spirit of hope has more power in overcoming depression than any of these things, at least in my opinion.
Building Strong Minds with Dr. Christopher Courtman every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. As a professional driver, you are always being told about the importance of physical fitness, your health. But what about mental fitness? On the show each week, we take on a new topic, from loneliness to the power of gratitude to how to build strong relationships, all from the perspective of a driver's life. It's every Monday on TNC Radio Live at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's Building Strong Minds.
TNCRadio.live, your commercial driver navigation station.
Welcome back, TNC Radio.live. This is Taillights with Larry and Angie Baum.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Angie.
And I'm Larry. Yeah, this is Gizmo.
Our dog just jumped up here. So we were talking just a little bit ago with Chuck McGinnis. But before we get started, just want to remind everybody that coming up next, we do have Anderson and Banker. They're going to have Clutch Time Sports. So if you're a big sports fan, please be sure to stick around. Those guys are awesome, and they'll be on right after us. So, Chuck, we were talking a little bit about this event that's going to be happening December 17th. And I just thought of a question during the commercial break. Have you ever had a chance to meet any of the families that you guys have affected by donating these toys and giving the gifts and whatnot, or ever heard from any of the families?
Not from Riley. With all the COVID stuff going on, they are very, very particular about who comes in and everything. So unfortunately, I haven't, other than, my own family. But I have done light ups for other drivers, and I did meet those families, and it's very heartwarming. They are so appreciative of, what we do. And like I've told them, it's not me. It's everybody here that shows up. All I do is just put the word out. Everybody shows up, It's
right.
them.
Well, that's so awesome. So for those of you guys who might just be joining us, we've been talking with Chuck McGinnis about an event that is happening December 17th. It's going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that's next Saturday, correct?
Let's see, the 17th, not this coming Saturday, but the following.
That's right. Okay, yeah. Oh, I got my days and weeks screwed up. But the event is called Light It Up for Riley's Children's Hospital, 5th Annual Toy Drive. And so what it is that they get a bunch of trucks together. Last year, they had almost 200 trucks all decorated, and they take a drive down to Riley's Children's Hospital to donate toys and money. And they do ask for people who participate, to bring some toys to help donate. And if they want to possibly get information or possibly to join, what would be the best way for them to contact you?
They can give me a phone call, shoot me a text first, 317-557-1225. Or they can try my Facebook, which is also Chuck McGinnis, or my TikTok, which is Chuck McGinnis 309.
Now, I'm sure you coordinate this with Riley's Children's Hospital. Were they, when you first started this 5 years ago, were they pretty receptive to it and pretty open, or were they like, we don't know about having all those trucks coming down here?
Well, at first they were kind of like, well, where are you going to put them, and luckily there's another hospital, Eskenazi, which is right next to it, and I kind of used their parking lot and some of the roads around Riley right there. But as long as I can keep a lane open for an ambulance to get in and out quickly, they have no problem. The security, I've got numbers and connections in there. So
that's awesome. That is so awesome. Well, we've been talking a little bit also about the fact that you are a tow truck driver and you've been driving for almost 30 years. What has been maybe the funniest tow truck incident that you've ever had in all this time that you've been out there on the road?
Oh, gosh. I've seen a few. I mean, I've had to go pull a car physically stuck in a tree.
What?
Now-
Okay, how'd that happen?
Well, she was drunk and she hit the center median at a mall area that we have, and the center median was raised up. Well, she launched her car across the street and into a tree. When I get there, that car's physically in the tree, and the fire department's getting her out by a ladder. So I'm like, okay, well, how do I get this down? I just took to it and pulled it right out.
Oh,
I mean, the car was already totaled. It's not going to hurt it. The tree was broke anyways. I'm surprised it did not fall. So I just took to it and pulled it, and it come tumbling down.
I can just imagine. Oh my goodness. I was gonna say I had a friend that he was an emergency responder and he was an EMT, and some of the stories that he told me, I was just like, you kind of sit there and shake your head and like, how in the world did that happen again?
Yeah, it's like, man, I wish I could see it happen. I mean,
yes,
That would be something like in the movies.
Yes. Oh, yes. Very much so. But it sucks just having to clean up afterwards because, man, some of them messes are outrageous. The amount of plastic that's on these cars nowadays, I wouldn't want to buy a new car.
I know. We talked about that the other day, how much plastic, even in our semi trucks. Today was a prime example. I was putting magnetic Christmas decorations on our truck, and like the only part of our truck that is, metal is our doors. Everything else is plastic. I'm like, well, geez, you don't really realize it until you start feeling the truck. It's like, holy cow, that's a lot of plastic on a semi truck.
Yeah, it's either plastic, fiberglass, or metal.
Exactly. Not like it used to be where we were driving tanks and we felt safer.
Right. Yeah, that's why I just stick to driving my Tahoe.
Oh my gosh. So we were talking a little bit for those people who are just joining us about this event that's coming up. And I know that you said you started about 5 years ago because you guys were wanting to kind of do something to benefit people. But I know that, the hospital, Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis, Indiana, does, strike a chord with your family because you have had family members that have been there. So can you just kind of explain a little bit about that and kind of why you got into doing this again?
Sure. I got involved into it. I had another local driver. He asked me, he's like, hey, we need to do something at Riley Hospital for the kids. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, definitely. I like that idea. My nephew, he's 36. He's still a Riley baby. He still goes there. But he's got a brain mentality of about a 5-year-old. Great kid. And then my grandson, he was born at a hospital, but then had to be rushed to Riley because of his heart valve not being fully developed, not being able to supply oxygen to his blood. And they fixed him right up. They still take care of my nephew and everything else. And Riley is really, really close to my family, with my nephew gone and then my grandson literally he almost died. And if it wasn't for them, he probably wouldn't be here today.
That's amazing. We have an amazing children's hospital. We live by St. Louis, and we've got actually 2 of them there. And, my sister and I used to go to the McDonald's house there once a week, and we would cook meals for the families that were there. And sometimes I think we forget, especially during the holidays, everybody's busy shopping and stuff. But, a lot of these families who are in the children's hospitals, they have terminally ill children or children that are very, very sick and they can't leave. And so they don't have a traditional Christmas like, many other families would. So I think this is an amazing event.
Thank you. Thank you. It's the least I can do. And it's something that I enjoy doing because it's not just only putting smiles on those families' faces. It's putting a smile on everybody else's faces that, sees us doing this and they're like, well, what are you guys doing? And then they see us go down to the hospital and they're like, I like that, and I know it's making them smile.
I was going to ask you, how long of a distance is it from where you guys start to the hospital that you guys are driving with all your lights on and the trucks decorated?
I'm gonna say probably maybe 5 miles. I would say about 5 or 6 miles. And I know last year, I was probably already halfway to the hospital when the final vehicle pulled out of the lot from where we were.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very long line. You know, we don't stop. We got police escort that takes us, you know, down there and everything else. So yeah, it's a wonderful sight to see.
And we should also mention also that if anybody is interested in joining this and you're going to be in the Indianapolis area, or maybe you live close by, you know, you don't have to be in a tow truck. You can be a semi truck driver or whatever. You can even be in your own personal vehicle, decorate it, and come bring some toys and join this. You know, the only benefit is, you know, the kids are going to get toys and you're going to make some kids Christmas extra special. So, we're going to take just a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk with Chuck some more, and be sure to give you guys that contact information again in case any of you guys would like to join them this year. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with Taillights with the Baums.
As a professional driver, the engineers at Front Lane know that you remain focused on the road regardless of weather and traffic conditions. That's not always true of the drivers behind you. Every 9 minutes, another commercial vehicle is rear-ended by a driver failing to control their speed. And guess who gets the blame? When you have to brake quickly, Tailbone illuminates a series of bright LED lights that allow the driver behind you to react up to 50% faster. Using amazing accelerometer technology and a battery that will last for years, Tailbone meets the standards set by the NHTSA and the FMCSA. Learn more by visiting www.frontlane.com/tailbone. That's www.frontlane.com/tailbone. Approved in all 50 states. It's Tailbone by Front Lane.
This infoblog on tncradio.live is brought to you by the Truckers Network at app.thetruckersnetwork.net. 6 things to consider before starting your career in trucking. Truck drivers are often referred to as the backbone of America. They haul roughly 70% of America's freight. Nearly every good consumed in the United States has been shipped by a truck. Right now, the demand for truck drivers is higher than ever. The growing truck driver shortage in America is a topic of concern and has been for the past 4 years. The United States is in dire need of people to start driving trucks. Are you considering becoming a truck driver, but not quite sure if it's the career path for you? Here are 6 things potential truck drivers need to know before starting their career in the trucking industry. Know your why. Why do I want to become a truck driver? Is one of the first questions you should ask yourself before starting your career in trucking. Knowing and understanding your why is important so that you make sure that trucking is something you'll enjoy. Nothing is more draining than working in a career field that you're not passionate about and excited about. Truck drivers are already more likely to struggle with mental health problems because of the trucking lifestyle. So to avoid dreading your trucking career, ask yourself, why do I want to be a truck driver? Long work hours. It's obvious that truck drivers spend a majority of their workday in the driver's seat, but many new drivers don't realize how hard it can be sitting for long periods. Drivers spend hours upon hours sitting down. This can result in leg, back, and neck pain. If you're the type of person who cannot handle sitting down for several hours at a time, then truck driving is not for you. Another thing to consider is how long a typical workday is for a truck driver. Drivers are legally allowed to work 14 hours a day, but are limited to 11 hours of driving time. They must take a mandatory 30-minute break by the 8th hour of duty. Following the long workday, drivers must have 10 hours of off-duty time. In a work week, drivers cannot exceed more than 60 hours of work or 70 hours over 8 days. Failure to follow these HOS rules can result in being shut down, fines, and lower carrier safety ratings. A new lifestyle. There's not a career quite like trucking. It's nothing like your typical 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job. It's long hours, days, and most times weeks away from home. Truck drivers often experience loneliness, depression, and anxiety. If you're someone who's used to working with many people, then truck driving will be a shock. Drivers will go days or weeks without seeing their loved ones, and it can really take a toll on truckers, especially those who are new. Adjusting to this lifestyle can be challenging at first, but once you do, you can live a rewarding life as a truck driver. Getting seat time. The more experience you have as a truck driver, the better. With more experience, you'll land better truck driving jobs and better pay. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, truck drivers earn an average of over $40,000 a year. Yet, many trucking companies advertise higher rates of pay for experienced drivers. Over time, you can negotiate a higher rate per mile. Your relationships will suffer. It doesn't matter if you're on the road or at home. Make time for family. Make it a priority to talk to someone in your family once a day. It can be tough for truckers, especially long-haul truck drivers, to maintain relationships with their families due to the trucking lifestyle. Keeping in contact with your loved ones will help life on the road be less lonely. Lack of sleep. Getting the recommended amount of sleep each night is a rare thing for truckers. Although sleep may be difficult for truckers because of the uncomfortable way of living, it's essential to their well-being and safety. Make it a priority to get good sleep and make a sleep schedule. Set an alarm for a certain time and turn off all electronics and get your much-needed sleep. Not getting enough sleep makes life on the road miserable. Although there may seem like many downsides, truck driving can be a very rewarding and exciting career. As a truck driver, you have freedom on the open road and the chance to see America's most beautiful places. For information on trucking, be sure to check out the Truckers Network at app.thetruckersnetwork.net.
Welcome back, TNC Radio.live. This is Taillights with the Baums.
Welcome back, everybody. I am Angie, and we've been talking with Chuck McGinnis here, and we've been talking to him about a great event that's coming up December 17th, and it's called Light It Up for Riley's Children's Hospital, and it's the 5th annual toy drive. And this is a really cool event. I know it's the 5th year that you guys are doing this, and I guess the best way we can kind of describe it is it's kind of like a Christmas truck parade down to the Children's Hospital. But you want to tell everybody just a little bit about it and, how they can join and get involved and help donate, which I think is the most important thing.
Right. Well, we are December 17th is when we're meeting at 2715 South Madison Avenue. It's the old Kmart, Indianapolis, Indiana. We'll meet there at about 6:30. We will leave there about 7:30 and head straight down to Riley Hospital. We will all parade down there. You will not miss the lights when you come out. You'll see all of them. We will parade down there to Riley, sit outside Riley, and at least wave at the kids and stuff that are in the hospital. And after that, we go home. But bring toys. Anybody wants to know what toy to get on RileyCheerGuild.org. It will give you the wish list of what they are needing for the kids this year for Christmas.
Okay, that's even better. That's nice that they have a wish list put together. And for those of our listeners who might just be joining us, this benefits the Riley's Children's Hospital, and this is in Indianapolis, Indiana. And so we kind of forget sometimes at this time of year about all the children and their families. They're up in the hospital at this time of year and don't get to have a traditional Christmas. So this is a great way to give back and kind of make those families have a little bit of a brighter Christmas.
Yes.
And if people wanted to get involved and possibly join this parade or possibly make a donation, how would they get a hold of you, Chuck, so they can get more information?
They can give me a text, 317-557-1225, or give me a call. Just say, give me a text first, so that way I know it's a real call, not a scam caller. But they can get a hold of me on my Facebook, Chuck McGinnis, or shoot me a message on TikTok, which is Chuck McGinnis 309.
That is so awesome. I want to thank you for being with us, Chuck. I do want to say a couple more things before we get ready to go. Just a reminder, If you guys are interested, we talked the last 2 weeks about NADRA and the 10,000 toy trucks drive, and that did happen this week and was super successful. And I've received a lot of calls about it. So if anybody's interested, please visit our website at nadra2022.com. And don't forget that you can follow Larry and I on Facebook at Married to the Road, and also our TikTok account. And Chuck, I want to just remind everybody this event is going on December 17th, and this is in Indianapolis, Indiana. And this is to benefit the Riley's Children's Hospital. And again, you want to repeat your number one more time in case anybody would like to possibly join the parade.
Sure, it's 317-557-1225. If you guys want to join, I don't care what your drive. You don't even have to have anybody in our industry. Just come on out, bring a toy. We will have a vehicle out there that's going to be designated for the toys to go into the trailer. And yeah, we would love to have anybody and everybody.
I thank you so much for joining us tonight, Chuck. This is a wonderful organization. And like I said earlier, tow truck drivers are my heroes. You guys really put your lives on the lines when you're out there working. So I truly appreciate you. And thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thank you. You guys, you guys are out there just as much as I am. And, I appreciate what you guys do. Thank you. First and foremost, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have a lot of these goods that we have today, like Walmart bringing it.
That is very true. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And don't forget, please stay tuned. We have Anderson and Banker coming up next for all you sports fans. They've got Clutch Time Sports coming up next. And don't forget, you guys can join us back here next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central, for Taillights with the Baums. Be safe, everybody, and we'll see you next week.